So most private bodies are still the ones responsible for talent, musical talent events, like, you know them. So this one is going to be like a national one in partnership with the government. It's going to be very profound, very massive, like very buoyant. So how do we intend to do this? The target is young people from age 25 and below. We don't want adults because we're trying to develop 25 and below. There's no limit. Even if you're a 2-year-old, you can sing, bring your child. Of course, but 25 and below. And we're targeting the entire over 700 local governments in the country. That's why I said in partnership with the Nigerian government. So each local government, we hold like an audition there. Mind you, we're also targeting 10 million Nigerians. So we're going through the local government of the country. We're targeting, so through the local government, we organize auditions for musically interested people. They are young people, so we segment, they pass the local government zone, they go to the zonal region, from the zone, they go to the state region, as they keep developing before the competition boils down to a national level. So by so doing, we maybe at the national level, we can then bring winners from each of the 36 states. Mind you, at this stage, hundreds of thousands of people have already been participated, and before we come to this number, so winners from 36 states will have their finals, and we're going to empower the top 10 people. And this will be a yearly event. We're going to empower the top 10 people. So first position, of course, has a prize, has whatever. Second, down to the 10. All of them are given scholarships in profound musical academies, training in whatever thing that is their interest, their musical interest, whether instrumentation or vocalizing or directing or whatever it is. And we'll make this a yearly event. So these things would solve a lot of problems for us artistically, because young people these days, all young people think about, funny enough, young people, because of the society, their interests are now on making money. How can a young person be thinking about making money at age 12, 13, 14, 15? Some even go as far as doing rituals. Why? The social media, the internet, the things they see. Also enabling an environment, opportunities. They know that before you can access some certain opportunity, they just rule themselves out, like they write themselves off. It's like the society write them off. So when they come from this environment, the environment as well has a contributing factor to what they think of themselves. What trends in the environment is, of course, crime. You belong to a cult. From there you proceed. You start doing Yahoo or whatever it is. And then, but if this becomes a thing, there are so many musical talents, so many, like hundreds of thousands. So imagine this becomes a yearly thing. It creates a platform that young Nigerians can then dream of and look up to. Like, I want to be, when you have a young Nigerian who keeps watching this thing at age 10, what do you want to be in the future? You say, I want to be the winner of this. You know, there's already a platform from them, and it puts Nigeria on the global musical map. Also, because now it becomes a big and massive thing. This will attract foreign investment. It will attract even local investment as well from musical bodies, musical companies. We have corporate bodies, private sector, religious organizations, schools, orphanages. They all have equal opportunity to shine forth. So I titled it Nigeria Unlimited. There is no limit to your talent, to your musical talent.
Good morning.
But I know he was talking about, music unlimited. Yeah, how was this? Wilfred talked about 3 different things.
Strength of the woman.
What's the first one? What was about? The last one. The last one, though, he hasn't gotten, like, he only about it a little about people that have been what they call them now, widows, especially young widows, getting help for them so that they can move on.
Independent.
And he used himself as an example. Oh, I thought you knew. He was married. That makes sense now. You've been trying to figure out something. Okay. Okay.
And she was like, I made a mistake. And if you don't look to
What makes you think you're the youngest, but thank you? How about this? How about if my...
it's constantly surrounding these children. And like, wow. The summary of everything was, I had nothing. And now, to buy anything, to get something, she humbled herself.
I will not even judge from the physical realm. I will judge from the spiritual realm.
3 different children.
If you've done your birthday, you're 23. If you've not, you'll be 23.
I went right within, and I was like,
Holy
oh,
Spirit.
so many women are passing through so many things just because they want to make ends meet. And why not come up with
You
something
will be 24.
that will help
Okay, that means you're 23.
educate? No, yes, because one thing
I know, I
is to
said-
get something, but
Yeah.
getting it the right way, help educate and empower these women.
You look it and you sound like, in fact, you sound like it better than you look it.
Women
Of course, you sound mature, so
their idol. So the project is designed to salvage women from ignorance and to help them come out of poverty. When you go to the rural areas, you discover that most 90% of the women in the rural area are poor. They have nothing substantial to lay their hands on. And it is not good. So the program is geared towards salvaging women from abject poverty, educate them first out of ignorance, then empower them. And through the means of Operation Rescue the Women, there's something that I've come to the local Operation Rescue the Women, rescue them from what? Poverty, rescue them from ignorance, rescue them from what is killing their potential. So how do I intend to go about this project? I want to lay the foundation for an inclusive group of all Nigerian women across the 36 states, including the city. Then improving on the sustainable cause of the well-being of all women, regardless of their personal circumstances and their location. And the objective or the aim of this project is to create a decent job in sufficient quantities to address the protracted problem of idleness. Women are idle. So the bulk of the responsibility of the home is on the men, and it is not too good. And that is why when you look at most families today, you see that the men are not breadwinners. You want to get something, you go back to your husband. For me, I want this. I want this. I want this. I want women to come out of idleness. So from idleness and enable them, create a platform in which they will be gainfully employed. After you educate, you empower them. You can't educate someone and empower the person will remain the same. As a woman, when you train a woman, you train a nation. I have my reasons for that. When you train a woman, you train a nation. And how is this project going to benefit us or benefit the government? The benefit of this program called WIP is to help the government alleviate poverty. When you help 60% of the population of the country, maybe let's say when you help the women, at least you've helped reduce the poverty rate in the country. Because when the responsibility of the home is tied to the man alone, that man will be weighed down. So it will help to alleviate poverty, help sensitize women, and do away with the issue of ignorance. I don't know. Woman, what do you want to do? I don't know what to do. We want to do away with that change and create a robust economy. economy for Nigeria. Then, who are the beneficiaries of this program? As the name implies, women empowerment and educative and empowerment program is an operation meant to rescue the woman from poverty. So women are the core beneficiaries of this program from the age of 18 and above. And then, who am I to partner with? So I would like to partner with the Ministry of Women Affairs. If the Ministry of Women Affairs can look into this project, it will be very good. And other non-governmental organizations whose aim is geared towards the development of a woman and a girl child. And I would like to partner with them to make sure this project comes into fruition. And in conclusion, we will be anchored on the thematic areas and national policy. Year Operation Rescue the Women team will be inaugurated and sent into interior villages. Catch them, bring them, educate them, empower them so that they can stand on their own. Thank you.
Good morning. Yes.
There's this popular saying that says an idle man is left his workshop, right? So now why don't we take that idle workshop, fill its mind, and make him have his own workshop?
You don't carry more enter this thing now. Okay?
This is my project.
What's the project?
Now, this project is called Operation Feed the Mind. Operation Feed the Mind. What does this entail? Skill acquisition. Now let me go straight to the project itself. Now what we actually are targeting is to first get equipped with a center or a body. After that, train Nigerian youths on various skill acquisitions such as music production, cinematography, interior and graphic design. Now this segment, these whole bodies have been neglected in the country. Really, if you go to the music sector, music producers are actually one of the people who are seen as not regarded, but then they have much bulk of work on it, and then they actually are more skillful in this aspect because they create, assemble, and bring out your piece. And then cinematography. Now we all watch movies. Yes, we all watch movies. We always thank the actors for acting well and not the cinematographers. Now the cinematographers are who you see, not the actors. Because without the cinematographers, you won't have any moving pictures on your screen. You get? And let's go to the graphic design. Graphic design today is seen as just little petty things like maybe shirts design or other things, but then it goes beyond that. It goes beyond that. Now, most of us here loves animations. An animator is a graphic designer. Now let's go to the interior design. We all love what we see here. That was the idea of an interior designer who made this happen. You get? Now bringing all these things together, bringing all these skills together, we'll be having a center where youths will be trained for 6 months. And after that 6 months, will be graduated, equipped with some various equipments or various work instruments so they could start their own, thus eliminating or reducing some crime rates. Yes, the society, states, and the nation at large. Now, this is also to encourage youths that they could actually do some things outside the old book, day-to-day, school thingy, education. Yet, because today we see you, a first-class graduate, sitting at home or every day moving from here to there, looking for a job. But then you can see maybe that first-class graduate maybe could have a hidden task on his own that he fails, won't be recognized if he goes into it. But then Project Feed the Mind is here to elaborate on those things, those little things you think as irrelevant, to now boost it so that the government can actually see that, okay, this is actually good and this can actually be something that will help the society, the states, and the country at large. And now, okay, I said this, but then I need to ponder on this too. Now we'll put up a project for youths who learns this art from this center. Yet, put up a project like maybe for the cinematographers. We put up a project like a movie so that they could actually exercise what they have learned into it, and then they will be celebrated perfectly well. Not like how we've been seeing in years past. Years past, there are awards given to musical artists and maybe best lyricists, and no best producers, no best directors, no best cinematographers, no best, best interior designers or best graphic designers. You get? So Project Feed the Mind is here to eliminate that mindset and to bring up a new mindset of being celebrating everybody in each sector of the country. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I want to submit that there is nothing as powerful as a concept, and there is nothing more dangerous than misconceptions. Nigeria today, I presume that there are a lot of misconceptions which is having a great toll on us as citizens. And first, if any nation will succeed, how you get to know that a nation is productive is that its citizens are able to fulfill their destiny in that nation. That's when you say a nation is productive. How? If you look at Nigeria today, I can tell you that there are just few number of persons or a little percentage of persons who actually can do well, are able to define themselves, define their path, and actually follow in the duly. In fact, ordinarily, with the situation of the country, all you can think of is survival instinct. That's all you can have, survival instinct. You can't do well to sit down and reflect on why God even sent you to this world, when you even need to feed yourself. So now that's why I look at the basis of this concept shall center on the value of self-awareness and human happiness. They shall be centered on the value of self-awareness and human happiness. Now it refers to the power, the transformative power of creating a framework that will help to enlighten the mind of people into actualizing their original destiny with adequate equipping for same. I'm concerned about destiny in this regard, and that's why I call it a concept of destiny discovery and mind development. Mind development with regards to the fact that if you are here, we need to develop a social psychology where people would have a uniform mindset pertaining to a nation. In America, everybody thinks about, everybody has a way of thought, a thought pattern towards how America should be, whether in America or not in America. So if we can develop a strong social psychology, a uniform, coordinated value chain to help people have a uniform mindset towards Nigeria, then we'll be on our path to greatness. So that's why I look at that, and helping them to form a well-erected mindset for sexualization and national interest. So I recommend, number one, I said destiny discovery and mind development. I recommend that, number one, that every well-to-do individual in this nation, well-to-do individual in this nation, every institution, most significantly religious, educational, financial, and private institutions, as well as the government, will do well to work towards building centers for discovery, destiny discovery, and mind development. How do I mean? That is, there will be a single ideology and pattern through which they will operate in all of those things. Now, for example, I as a person, if I have the means, I can decide to build a center or more centers of the center of discovery, destiny discovery, and mind development. And what we'll be doing there, we'll use the uniform modality as provided by the government or anybody. So what will they do? The essence is that we're going to empower the minds of the people, teaching them a mind development process in one pattern, how they should grow their mind, what they should understand, what are the things, for example, now if you put 1,000 naira here, we say the government is bad, the government is bad. Honestly, if you're not careful and you're hungry, you would pick it. So that is stealing. But if we have, for example, somebody talked about Japan, how a young guy left his phone and wallet, everything in a bus. And he left there 2 hours after, he still came back and met it there. So even though we have a nation that is working, you have a nation that you have all of the infrastructure, the people with the wrong mindset will still destroy these things. So the essence is that, number one, that mind development, destiny discovery, that even from little, from infant, from cradle, you are able, in the school curriculum, you have that modality. Even before you have a school, you must have that modality, and you must build your structure according to the line of that modality. How do I mean? You help a child to discover what his destiny truly is. If you have a center, for example, churches can make it, religious institutions can make it some of their districts. Rather than building more parishes, you can make it a parish. Now, how you are building parishes and districts, you'll be building centers, just the same way you build parishes and districts. This is also parish of our church, this is also parish of our church. You would build centers as well, the same pattern. Here, 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 here. Now, what they'll be doing there is that young people will have access to that place. They will have communicators and teachers who will groom them with the same modality that the government will be forwarding to those institutions. So when they will train them from their young age, they will train their mind, they will teach them on certain values, educate their mind. When the whole nation can have a uniform value system, if we can have a uniform value system, I believe that we will have a nation where not just that justice, fairness, and equity will reign, but at the same time, our mindset will be projected in a particular way to think in this same particular way. So when the mind is being taught all of these things, okay, this is how you should live, this is how you should grow, this is how you should think, this is what you should do. And secondly, for the destiny discovery, we'll have a process of helping them discover their destiny and path. For a well-meaning individual, if you can decide to build those centers around, if you have access to it, you go there, maybe by reason of weekly basis, from there you are taught and you are helped, like counseling processes, teaching processes, and empowerment. Now, when you find what your destiny truly is, and you have found your path, after you have found your path, then there's an empowerment process. It's not just taking anything that life brings, but you must precisely find out what your life has been wired for. So when you are able to find it out by the excellent teachers you have there, or by communicators you have there, who will groom them. As they are groomed, they are refined. Their mind is being refined, taught the values on how a nation should be and how you should respond to your nation. From there also, you'll be empowered with what aligns with your destiny. For example, Michael Jackson's mother discovered that at the age of 2, he dances to almost everything in the house, even washing machine. So from there, he was taken to a place where they taught him practically. But you don't have all of those systems in Nigeria, let alone say you want to start to empower them. So their destiny will be first discovered. Senators can make it, senators and legislators can make it constituents come district projects. Instead of saying, I want to build, I want to do that, build different center hubs of this with this same purpose, destiny discovery and mind development. And those who will be teaching will teach with one uniform modality as provided by the government. And the religious institutions will also do the same. They will do that as parishes, as districts of their religious activities, but everything will not be on base of their spiritual tenets, but it will be on the modality of this. And as they are being taught, as they find their destiny, they will be able to, thereafter they will empower them. If it's music, you have the opportunity to be trained in music thereafter. But you must be found out in you that you truly have a destiny in music. You must truly be found out that you have a destiny in artwork. You must truly be found out that truly you have a destiny in public speaking. And all of that, first, it helps you to discover and thereafter empower you. So that's how I see it. And thereafter, it can be built and all of that. Now, it will be a spiral of progressive education and training with proper fine-tuning of the mind until they are able to undo their lives on their own. So schools can have it also in their curriculums. Before you establish a school, you must ensure that you have that structure of destiny discovery and mind development so that all of these things can be appropriated. Now, for me, finally, that this is the best way we can gauge success for individuals and as a nation. Success to me is that you have been able to find what you have been ordained for. You prepare for it and you do it daily to the best of your ability. Thank you.
The title now, my project is the Blessing Initiative. Yes, Blessing Initiative. 3 John verse 2 says, Beloved, I wish above all things that thou mayest prosper and be in health, even as thy soul prospereth. So, to my project, what is the Blessing Initiative all about? Now, Blessing is an acronym for building life essence by sustaining self in the nature of God. Building life essence by sustaining self in the nature of God. So our aim and objective is to build young adults who will accentuate the true essence of maintaining physical, mental, and spiritual wellness, which will aid in the fulfillment of their God-given assignments on earth. So, the beneficiaries will be students in tertiary institutions. The vision is to participate in the education and sending forth of a complete man into the society, which will also enhance national productivity. We want to build a community of purpose-driven youth. Okay, now how do we hope to do this? The methodology involves partnering with specific health facilities around the tertiary institutions that will render medical treatment to students as required, with proper records of their course of treatment. Now, for every semester, seminars or conferences will be held where the true essence of finding God and finding purpose will be taught. Also, during our seminars, information will be collected on their individual courses from those students, on their individual courses and their respective individual textbooks and study materials, after which they will be provided, after which all those materials will be provided to these students. So we also hope to partner with Christian and motivational authors and publishers or publishing houses who will supply us with their Christian and motivational literatures to help in the regeneration of the minds of these students. So, to ensure that these students study these materials, we will develop an e-site where reviews and questions will be designed. Thus, it will be mandatory for all students who want to continue benefiting from our project to review and attempt the questions provided on that site and ensure that they pass with distinctions. So, in general, the aim is to help in their physical, in their mental, and in their spiritual well-being. We'll be partnering with hospital owners, bookstores, and publishing house owners, then administrators in various tertiary institutions for us to be able to penetrate their schools. So that's the summary of the book.
Please no line down what is the budget. Okay, so
Praise the Lord.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Amen.
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 Somebody shout hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
All right. Okay. So my project is actually God inspired.
This is not inspired.
This project was vetted. It was vetted by God. Which alarm the tongue? All right. So this project actually it was vetted as a result of my pain for the indecent dressing of Nigerian girls. Yes. And this vision, this project is a vision for me. God given vision. It seeks to address the dressing culture, the indecent dressing of our Nigerian young girls. Then this project also seeks to teach and help tailors who are in this business, the business of fashion design, and are not growing. You know, because now we have tailors, they just think, just go and learn sewing. Now, fashion design has moved from just knowing, having the ability or the skill of sewing. You will not make it if you just sew, you can sew. If you just only, I know how to sew. If you don't know how to market it, you don't know how to model your product, you don't know how to, you are just in one segment, tailoring, to be sewing, making clothes. You don't have the ability to create your own designs, to model those stuff, and then ICT, media is also needed. How to market those things on social media, that's where you get your listing. So this project also seeks to teach and help tailors. There are tailors, if you go to everywhere now, you see shop, tailor shop. But yet, we're not having, there's little impact. Many tailors, little impact, because they don't know how, they don't know that this fashion business has gone digital, it's beyond just you coming your keke and be doing this thing and just be joining clothes. Hallelujah. So this was how this project was vetted. Now, my project is called the Fashion Discovery. It's called Fashion Discovery Talent Project. That's what I call it. Now, what is the vision of this project? The vision of this project is to discover, to harness, and to empower fashion talent in the Nigerian girl child. And this project cuts across fashion designing, tailoring, fashion modeling, and fashion influencing. And the beneficiaries, the people that are going to benefit from this, I'm basically focusing on the girl child. Yes, for this project, I'm focusing on the girl child. Why? Because number one, you know, the Northerners, for instance, I watched a movie. That movie seems to be very real. I think it was by Omotola or something, of a young girl, very young, that got married at the age of, I think she was just 8. They got her married. And that movie, I cried in that movie, it touched me, because as even it's not just a That's the life of somebody there. So for the northerners, they look at it that the young girl should not be educated. They just want to carry the young girl from, as she's still small like that, they have even betrothed her to a man. They will now carry her and give her to one man. And that girl does not have education, no skill, nothing. So this project is going to focus on those on the girl child, because people say, no need of educating girl child. They're actually going to get married, focus on the kitchen. That's what they believe. They're going to, your own work is to be cooking for me in the kitchen, born my children. That's all. No skill. And they don't know that the women, the job of taking care of the children, sometimes building the home, is still, if you look at Proverbs 31, it's still centered on the woman. So, like I was saying, that's why I decided to focus on the girl child. I will focus on I will look for girls in remote villages that have little or no education. I will train them. Let them, if you don't have education, be skillful. If you don't know book, don't know maths, be skillful. That's my plan. And also, not just for the northerners, but I'm also going to look at also the young girl child from the age of 13, teenagers to 25. Because if you look at 13 to 25, that's when most young girls get disvirgined, from the age of 13 to 25, especially 18. They get influenced. Okay, and then some of them even say, some of them thinks that you need to just get married to a rich guy and that's all. You don't want to get your own skill and something. So that's why I'm focusing on this girl child. To help them, you don't have to depend on a man. You can actually do something with your own life. You don't have to. Of course, I know that. I'm not saying you should be a feminist. No, but at least don't just sit there and say maybe one rich prince will come from this thing to come and marry me. And that's how my life has changed. No. So that's why I'm focusing on the girl child. And what is my mission? My mission is to discover them. My mission is to train, build, and empower them, and then I send them. So I discover them, I will train them, because I'm a fashion designer. I'm going to train them, build them, and empower them. And I'll know them. As I empower them, they will be cognizant with this vision, so that they will also, it's just like I'm going to reproduce myself in them. They will also reproduce themselves in another person. So I'm empowering them so that they can empower others. Yes. Now, it takes me to the what? How would this benefit Nigeria? Number one, it will bring back decency. Because the way, let me tell you, what is the immorality? It's the way Nigerian girls are dressed. Men are moved by what they see. So if you are dressed, the Nigerian fashion system now, if you don't open your breast now, if you don't, your slit is not high to this place, some clothes. That's how the Nigerian fashion system is now. They are exposed. If you don't expose your body, you are not a fashion. You are still old school. No. So I'm going to bring back decency. This project will solve the problem of indecency among Nigerian girls. More than the skill, they will be taught on the core values that is guiding fashion. Yes. Yes, to be honest, if you want to trace the history of fashion, fashion is in the Bible. If you want to trace the history of fashion, God showed me this scripture, Exodus chapter 28. There's a reason God made clothes, but you know the truth is that everything God makes, devil will always want to pervert what God has made. This is the original reason God designed. God had a design in his head. He said, look at Exodus 28 from verse 2. He said, make sacred garments for your brother Aaron to give dignity and honor. That's why clothes are made. Your clothes, as I see you, sir, your clothes is giving you dignity and honor. As I see you, sir, your clothes is speaking dignity and honor. I'm not preaching. Your clothes is to speak dignity and honor. He said, leave Aaron know. God is telling Nigeria, make clothes that will speak dignity. Another version that will give dignity to their work. Another one say for glory and beauty. That is why we should make clothes. So I want to integrate the fashion system with this mindset. This is what I'm this thing. Now, another benefit is that it's going to improve Nigerian made wares. We are talking about the other day about Nigerian made wares. This my project, Fashion Discovery Talent, is going to improve Nigerian made wares, because by the time I train these young girls, they are also going to be making wares for people and all. And we'll focus on making Nigerian-made wears. In fact, like I told you the other day, I make clothes for my auntie. My auntie stays in UK. She wears my clothes. She wears African prints. African prints over there. In fact, if I make for some of her people, she will sell it for them at more expensive price over there. Over there, she's representing Nigeria. Some of the people, there was one of the customers I made, is a white woman. She said she likes this African print. I should select the African print. She just like the way African dresses, this, that, this. She's influencing. It's not only the whites that will influence us with their dressing culture, tell us to put white and suits. We influence them in their own states with our own culture of dressing.
Thank you.
So this is also going to place Nigeria on the world fashion map.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Nigeria is also going to be in the world fashion map. How do I tend to achieve all this? Number one, I tend to partner with other fashion. I cannot do this all on my own. I want to partner with other fashion designers, not those other fashion designers, so those who are like-minded and kingdom-oriented.
Yes, ma'am.
Because God wants us to integrate the fashion industry with His values and His system and His culture. So we look with this scripture. There are many. See, let me tell you the truth. There are many. The people I learned from. There are many fashion designers now that if you bring clothes and say I want to sew breasts, I want to open this, they'll tell you no. In fact, corset. Now the fashion corset was the trending. But do you know that we now, if I want to make corset, I can make corset that will cover the bust and still look beautiful. You don't have to expose your breast and bring everything outside and you think you're wearing corset. So we're going to partner with there are designers, there are other fashion designers that God is raising. It's not only me.
Yes, ma'am.
Who have seen this indecent dress and they are pained. Want to return it back. Yes, so partner with other fashion designers who are like-minded and are kingdom-oriented. We're going to come together. Yes, we're going to come together to do this. And now how we do this? Financial crusades. We're going to be, I'm sorry, not financial. Fashion crusades.
Come on.
We're going to be having, see, I don't think the world have heard of any, is there any fashion crusade?
No.
It's called fashion crusade.
Wow.
Thank you.
This fashion crusade, what we're going to do is this. We're going to be, I told you that I want to bring back this, the first thing I want to do is to bring that back, restore the core values of fashion, take them back to why God made clothes. Why? I'll take them back. So in that crusade, it's going to be like educating them. We're going to go to remote villages. It's a crusade. We're taking the crusade to every state in Nigeria. And in the crusade, we'll make sure that we'll sensitize it so that other fashion designers, tell us, all those ones, those Abuki too, the ones that Obioma, all of them, bring them together and sensitize them. Yes, and sensitize them. That's what we're going to do in the fashion crusade. The fashion crusade also, we also need partnership with Christian pageantries. Christian pageantries. We're going to get models. Those models will be modeling our fashion brand, which we're going to show them what it means to be simple and beautiful. Yes, but we'll dress these models beautiful. Even the world now will see that, so I can cover myself and look this beautiful. Yes, through pageantries, we will market our products like that. We will bring designs that, in fact, the designs that we bring from the realm of the spirit, we draw it and create them. Yes, that's what we're going to do. Because see, all these fashion designers that are doing all this, how did concepts come about? How did it come about? Is the fashion designer that brought it from the realm of the spirit, whoever gave and brought it into the reality. Yes, from demonic spirit. So we too, these fashion designers, we're not just fashion designers, so we are coming from the
kingdom. Preach, come on.
Continue, Jerry.
So we're not just going to be ordinary fashion. We're not going to copy.
Yes, extraordinary.
Yes, create your own style.
Yes, that's what I plan. That's what the project seeks to achieve. Where am I?
My sister.
So I said. Then for me, I don't want to just talk and leave it for other fashion designers. For me, I am going to start this. And how I'm going to start this is this. I am going to train, once I leave the father's house, my target is to train 100 Nigerian girls. I'm going to select 100 Nigerian girls. I'm going to teach them.
You don't need the father's house to even sponsor you. Once you leave.
No, yes, I'm not going to wait. Yes, I'm not going to wait. I'm not going to wait. Say fashion. I'm calling on the fashion industries. I'll start with myself. So I'm going to train 100 young, free. I'm going to teach them. I paid to learn my own, but I'm going to teach them. I saw for male and female. I'll teach them free. But before I'll teach them the core values. Then I start teaching them the skill itself. Let them acquire the skill. Yes, I'm here. Yes. So personally, I want to train 100, 10 per month. 10 per month.
Wow.
10 per month. I'm going to select 10 per month. And of course, I told you the age range is between 13, teenagers between 13 to 25. That want to die, you are passionate about fashion. You too, you love clothes. Come, I'm going to train you 10 per month. After training them, I'm going to empower them by the grace of God and by the help of God. I'm going to empower them. After I empower them, I'll send them. Yes, I'm going to send. They are going to be on a mission. I'm going to let them know that this is beyond eating.
So it's not that God that can send agents.
Yes, I'm going to send them. Yes,
they are sending angels.
And the goal is, we said the target is 10 million viewers. So Chris taught us that every tree is a forest. Inside this one girl I'm training can be 1,000 people inside. Inside another girl is 1,000 people. So when I train 10, I send them. I've sent them to millions already. When I train, I say it's 100. Inside this 100 is already a nation. Inside those 100. So I'm training them wherever I send them to wherever they are, because I'll bring them from different states. Just as the Father's house brought us from different states, I'm going to bring them from remote villages. I'll bring them. Like I said, I'm not going to do this all on my own. I'm going to call on other fashion designers that will help me. So if you're outside, you don't understand how to speak English, I have fashion designers that can speak Hausa. They are in Nazareth. They are going to be speaking Hausa and be teaching you. Do you get it? Yes, and that's how those girls are going to be empowered. I got my friend.
Almost have persuaded me to be a designer.
She has convinced me already. So persuaded. I'm already one of my girls.
So how did you not think of this before the Holy Spirit now used it to check you?
Thank you so much.
Thank you. The first thing I want to do is, mine is very short.
Yes, sir.
Put your hands together for everybody to answer. To look like all our ideas are intertwined. The truth is, they are not so intertwined. Yeah, you might have the same point like me, like skill acquisition and the rest of them. Everybody have either way, whether you are equipping those who lost their spouse, or you are equipping the female child, or you are equipping the young ones now encouraged to. Okay, first thing first, I'd like to say the fact that a verbal, educated mind without a skillful hand is disastrous. For instance, somebody who graduated from the university, all he has is certificate without a skill. That's dangerous. The Bible says, whatsoever your hand finds to do, not the certificate you come out with. Let's establish that fact. And then, this is called switch or greatness switch, depending on how we want to put it. But it's just about, switch is a mind shifter. Switch is a mind shifter. That is what it is. We are going to equip the minds of the young men. Yeah, if you read in the scriptures, Romans chapter 2, verse number 12, verse number 2. Thank you to the P. And Ephesians chapter 4, verse number 23 talks about renewing our minds. So our spirit is not actually the problem, but our minds. So switch is about shifting minds from this point to this point. Now remember, I'll give you an instance. Somebody like Abraham, until God switched his mind, called him and said, follow me, let me show you. He said, count all these stars and tell me how many you have. His mind switched. He saw possibility. So switch is about mind shift. You can see my paper, this is all I have, but I'm just talking because it's in my spirit already. Okay? So here he said, switch is our vision, because it's not something to neglect can do. That's why I said our vision is changing lives by changing minds. Impacting and equipping young pupils from primary 6 to SS3, jam bites, and most especially secondary school dropouts. Okay, and then with usable and monetized skills. Why do we use the word monetized? Because we have to bring back something to the nation. Their skill had to become something that they don't take it with any level of mundanity. No, they know that this thing, I live with this.
It has to contribute to the economy.
It contributes to the economy. First thing first, it makes them comfortable to a certain length. The first thing that causes crime, the very first thing is hunger. He talked about it, hunger. So where you've gone past the level of thinking what to eat, that you can even get food for other people, your mind becomes extremely creative. As much as it is, even when you are hungry, if you are a very trained, positive mind, you are more creative. The second night that we ran out of this thing that we stayed here, everybody was hungry. Oh, yes, we did work. Also, okay, we'll be working with first, because this is targeted at buildings in every single state to train much more than 10, but on an average, we train 10. Depending on the skill. Like for instance, I can't train somebody in fashion. We can't train somebody in fashion in 1 month. Never. Because that would be a half-baked design. Let's establish that. And then we'll be working with governmental bodies, NGOs, individuals. If you like, come from anywhere. If you want to sponsor us, we collect your money. Go over and you can do the sponsorship. We don't care. But the agenda is the kingdom agenda. All right, we'll be working with stars and influencers that are kingdom minded. We'll be working with diplomatic agencies. We'll be working with these people. And the beneficiaries are the inner city children. All right, everybody talked about the rural environment and remote villages and all that. So we're looking at, and then we have the orphanages. Children there should be equipped as well. Children there should be equipped. And now we are looking at special people. I don't like calling them disabled because they are actually not disabled. Some of them that are on that wheelchair are more productive than those of us working with 2 legs and hands complete and correct. So special people, I call them. So they are a part of this. You know, so we are looking at using audio visuals to train these people, getting people from in and outside Nigeria, coach them. First thing first is to educate their mind. I already have books coming in my mind, so we meet. Of course, I did not skip that. Religious bodies, you know, they want to be like about. I don't mean religious bodies, really. I mean church. Thank you, my brother. I mean churches. We are partnering with them. If I'm to use your book to equip the young minds, I will not pay the time. I will come to your church. We'll tell you the vision. You will help us by providing the books. You watch us and we'll get you feedback. Now, how do we intend to get money from those things? All of the talents that will be highest, because we are not living to just fashion designers and music artists. We are not living it for poetry. We are not living it for spoken words. Every gift is a gift. Every gift is a gift. We are using every single gift we can. Whatever your gift is, we might have to definitely get you somebody who will coach you and bring you to a place where we can equip you and know that you are now a financial individual working, like a financial institution. When you put all that you have, learn from us to work. Now, first thing first, we will make sure happens is you will pay your individual tasks. And of course, we will help you with creating companies when it's time. Your company, even if it's just in your room, you make notes, we'll make sure you pay your tax. That's such. That will bring revenues to the company. And we're looking forward to having a general concert event program, whatever you will target at every year, where everyone who's benefited from this thing will come. We're bringing stars that are already established and bringing the ones who've trained. Now, it's a fundraiser to empower the next set. Hey, it's a fundraiser to empower the next set. So as such, we raise money for the next project we are doing. Now, beyond these ones that we're training minds, there are environments that need certain things. I've worked in remote environments so long that I understand about the inner city life. There are children that live under the bridges. There are people that need a sort of shelter. So we have a sub project in Switch, which is shelter. Bringing little shelter and light to the lives of this rural and those without hope. The Bible says we become hope. So we'll bring hope to those people from whatever we gain from the project when we assemble ourselves together to just thank God and praise God and listen to the people who benefited from it, encourage the audience and then the world at large to be a part of what we have in Project Switch or Greatness Switch, either of the two. So everything that we get from there will be divided accordingly to be used for different projects, either for shelter or for back to school. There are children that need to get back to school. Those are our what's it called? There's somebody going in the world. Like when you reach out, when you make money and you reach out to do something for the philanthropy. There's another word they use for it, like
charity.
Not charity. No.
Empowerment.
No. There's this word I'm looking for.
Give back.
Give back is
social responsibility.
Social responsibility.
Yes, sir. There's two words, not one.
Social. I'm trying to be political.
Okay.
Social responsibility. That's a part of, and then charity, of course. I think I dropped it.
No.
Okay. We have all spoke well. How is it? So now I'm not his boss or his father. Now I'm speaking as my own self. Actually, before I say like what I would like my project, I'm the kind of person I love ICT a lot. That's why I know some computer science. Most of the times also go out. So they are both considering that but still related to that. When I was small, my mom would always wake me up and tell me what class I want to become. I want to be in fridge, air condition. So when I was growing up, I entered for my I started understanding that I want to become an electrical engineer. But when I started growing again to SS1, I found that there was also a part called EE, elect. So that was what I planned. But sometimes it's not what you want. Actually, because of the system of Nigeria, but it has been my hunger. But I didn't know that the estimate there's going to come something called ICT, which is bringing all of them together, information and communication technology. So I've been believing that one day, because I remember when I was young, I always remember my physics teacher always tell me, this man that just stood in his young boy, he said he's not going to go to school again, and he locked himself inside and tried how to bring out light. His name was called Michael Faraday. He did the trial. I was like, so each time I keep remembering that thing. Also, they told us when we were young that this young guy again that he said he stopped school and he wanted to do it and that. And they said his name was what? He invented the Windows, Microsoft Word, which is called what? Bill Gates. So I was like, these things are like, I would like to think, these are one person. But coming again, God does not care all those one. When God will come like this, that one just pushes you. That was what I was asking our guest yesterday, Pastor Kingsley K. How do you manage all this thing? And I was very happy hearing that a pastor is also a renowned musician. I used to say, and I asked also, do you have the balance working? And also because there's this mandate we have. If God just call you, don't do another thing again. Don't explore. You can't even be a scientist. You can't just focus on your Bible. And become very hungry. And say that you call it the result of your calling. But thank God the narrative are changing. Our fathers of faith are really trying. So what I call this one, I call it Project Have Your Phone, Have Your POS Nigeria. Project Have Your Phone, Have Your POS Nigeria. Now, I've been for like some time now, I've been always meditating in my mind. It even crossed my mind. So after that, I stayed for like 1 hour after I came back. before the thing just came, but for long I've been thinking, when phone came to let's say Africa, phone became a very great source of income. People started phone booths. They started making calls, generating money. You stand in queue to make call, they tell you 20 naira. If you pass 60 minutes, you pay 40 naira. All those things. Phone alone was making money. But as technology advances, nobody is who have gone to phone booth for almost 2 years now, or 3 years.
Talking about 10 years.
So that one I've scrapped that source of income. I don't know if I'm getting it. Those ones now looking for other alternatives. If anybody that was seriously doing phone booths before with the umbrella, and this is now the person has thought of something else. What is the person turning to? Thank you very much. I was waiting for someone to answer that. The person have migrated to what? POS. There was something to the president said. He said one of the major things if you want to touch the life of Nigerians is how to respond to hunger. Hunger can bring out your talents. Hunger can bring out your calling. Hunger can bring out everything that's been bad inside you. So hunger is a factor that stirs up all the things that God embedded inside you. So people channel from that phone booth into what? POS. Or as fun as it may be, we have not exploited it. So now I say, phone is what I call it, one of the major accessories that every matured citizen of the country strives to have. Even there was a debate we were having on the internet for like 2 months ago, what happened in the internet breakouts, and some churches started saying children should not start using phone from this age, some churches should be from this age because of what? The misuse of phones. So what I'm trying to say now sometimes we pick out problems and get solutions from it to give back to the nation. So that was where this project came out, Operation Have Your Phone, Have Your POS. And as I was playing to us, I said, I think I was telling us, I said, the father said, even when you're having this, you're planning your projects, it looks like fun. Don't worry about fun. I think you heard when I said it. Don't worry about fun. Fun is not a problem. So this initiative, it has introduction, it has a vision, it has the ways, methodologies, and finally it has the benefit to 10 million Nigerians. So now I've just given us introduction that the phone was one of the most used source of income. Almost everybody, students then became phone booths. Even if you go to hostel, people are using it to you want to make or pay. But now that one has been striped because technology is advancing, new things are coming up. So I was looking for a platform whereby I think I've done the introduction. Then the vision is that 10 million Nigerians, that is to firstly say, we are aware that out of the 10 million Nigerians we have in Nigeria, we have both the graduates and the undergraduates. We have both the educated and the uneducated. We have both the poor and also what? And the rich. That is what makes this, and also we have both the young and the old. So these are all who makes the 10 million Nigerians, which I believe are given under my own custody. So the vision is that out of all these people, there's this vision can bring about a possible way of merging these two things together. The phone and what? And the POS. And someone will say, but how? What are the methodologies? How can it be possible? Yes. Now, looking at it, we started to go it in the two ways. The first one is called the hardware platform. Hardware is talking about, yes, we'll discuss about engineering. Because we have the hardware and the software. Now, the hardware means that in a POS, forget about the bulkiness. I've seen some POS, different type of POS. There are some POS that are very small. Yes. So that just the first set of POS that came was bulky. It looks like a telephone. But the ones that are coming out now are getting smaller. And portable. Thank you, portable. So now, that means to say, and in every POS, there's something called a terminal. That terminal is just like if you open your phone now. Initially in phones, we used to have big SIM card, the normal one. As technology kept increasing, it's now called micro SIM. Then now we're now having what's called nano SIM. Meaning that every day wisdom keep coming. Why do we have to put that big the plastic bag, the big holder, whatever. We can scrap it out and get something. And after this, again, we can say scrap it out and get just that terminal. There's that ship, that terminal, that place. It's called the terminal where you put that ship in. So now the same thing goes to POS, and I'm sure that is what is happening. I've not opened POS to check how the thing looks like, but I believe that the first one maybe probably it will be bigger. Now, what do we put in POS? And what do we put in POS also? A POS.
SIM card.
And what else do we put in?
The other chip one makes your card, that reads the card.
What's it called?
This
paper, this print, this paper.
We put two terminals in POS. One is gotten from phone.
Bank.
Thank you. And that is called ATM.
Okay.
Without ATM, you can't withdraw it.
Oh, okay.
You can do 1 million transaction now. And just within a minute. So those two terminals. So that means there's a platform, and in ATM, you don't need the whole body, three of us.
Yeah.
There's just
Small
chip that's also in your SIM card.
Yes.
I don't know if I'm getting something.
Yes.
That is why it's called Operation Have Your Phone, Have Your POS. That is to say there's a possibility that it can be merged. There's a possibility that it can do what? Can be merged. If we take the terminal, let's use the word the terminal, the smallest chip in that same card, that means it's going to be very small now. We should use these new phones now don't have those big, so you can't put it. You can't put it. Even in memory card, there's just this small part. Not just chip, let's just call it terminal also. There's this small terminal that sometimes if you know what they say, can scratch it. That we need. The same thing happens where in ATM. Sometimes we need to think out of what? The box. So bringing them together means that somebody can put up an hardware which is called a phone. What do we use phone for? Making of call. There's nobody in Nigeria now that is not interested. That is sure, you can't be normal. Just like we're discussing, we said we are here for 40 days. Somebody, I think Abigail was saying something like she just wanted to pick up her phone too, and she found out that the phone was not there. Phone has been built to be part of us. Phone has been built to be part of us. Phone has been designed to be part of mankind. Now, with this device called, or this project called Project Have Your Phone, Have Your POS Nigeria, because it's a Nigerian initiative. Now, it can be meshed together. Bringing the function of phone, we use phone to make call, we use phone to do what? Internet services, and also, I think these are the two major things we use phone for, making of call and internet services. Now, making of call, source of income for that one has been removed, except for the telecommunication companies. We have the MTN, Glo Mobile, Excellent, and the rest. Now, coming back again to POS. In POS now, in some most shops, the request for what? POS. Most ShopRite and all those ones, they have POS. Fast food restaurants have POS. So there's a possibility that this phone and POS can be meshed together in the phone. Talking about if it's going to be hardware. The only thing needed now is probably two things are there. If we decide to make the phone a little bit, it's not going to be working. Just normal. Maybe at the back of it, even if you say want to go with the normal ATM, which I know that we don't even need. The reason I brought that we don't even need that pack there. There's something needed in that ATM, which is just that small slot. Which if your pack is okay, but that small terminal is already spoiled, it won't work. Because that is what the sensor recognizes, not the pack, the plastic card itself. So there's tendency that it can be meshed together. Then if the possibility looks so difficult, but there's nothing difficult, because the Bible says with God all things are what? Possible. And it's God that gives us the ability, the wisdom to bring out witty inventions. So going to the hardware, that is all I can say about the hardware. But now, coming again, because I said methodologies and ways, we can also go in dimension of what? Of software. In the same ATM, there's what we have that is called serial number. And in everybody's ATM, there's something called CVV at the back. It's almost, I think, always three numbers. So if that software should be produced, which is the program, which if the government that will be coming to also support or assist or fund this program, or with the private investors or companies, because okay, we're going to develop a program that program is going to be POS program that will be installed in that phone devices. That is talking about what the software part of it. If it's not going to be the hardware, now that will be needing those serial number in that ATM, because there's some, like you and I know, like in transfer we can do we can pay and book things. I don't know if it's buy things online, but I do a lot from Alibaba, Express, and the rest. We book things online, and at the end of the day they will ask you for some certain things. Yeah. Which is they ask you for your expiring date and your CVV number and the rest. You fix it. So if that's the software, that software can be produced, and maybe in the transaction you give us that same details of that in that ATM at the back of ATM, and to be put there for the transaction to be done. Now, what is the use of POS? POS is used for, is also seen as a point of sales, used for exchange of payments for goods and goods and services. So POS in coming in conjunction with phone, it can become one device, and it's now going to bring backwards that job opportunity that have left. Because now mostly some people have met people that tell me, sir, I don't know, I've not benefited anything from phone. I don't know if you understand what I mean. I've not benefited anything from phone, but we all have phones. Even now, people have almost two phones, small Nokia Touch and another smartphone.
Android, iPhone.
Join together. Why some will go for small Nokia Touch and let's just use the word smartphone, because smartphone is all about Android or iOS. There's another one coming, I won't need to call the name because they're not your vague. Another one is coming up now. So now it can be brought together. I used to say the POS and the phone can be embedded together in a device, either through the hardware platform. Want to follow, if it's okay, want to go through the hardware platform, go through that one, or want to go through the software, program will program, the software will be programmed for that. That means to say, because do you know how many people have benefited from this platform of POS? A lot of people. Uneducated people have started POS business. Even somebody in my compound was telling me, I don't know, see this POS business, they give money. As even as an housewife, I've been at home, my husband will tell me that I don't have job, I don't do anything, just go out and that. But since I started my POS, this POS is like she was telling me this thing. And she doesn't even go out to, she just within the confine of the street. In our compound, and maybe just 1 or 2 or 3 compound. But because the thing is designed to also benefit even the financial sector, the banking sector itself. It brings money back again. Because it's like they're now distributing small, medium banks. Anybody that have a POS is a bank operator. Or let's use what a bank agent is, an agent. There are people that resign from even some of these offices, big offices, just to focus on this. There was somebody I saw last 3 years looking so beaten, battered, and shattered. He lost his job, lost everything. Even his white bears came out. That's when I know that if poverty goes, white bears will start coming out. I'm telling you, I was surprised. I was surprised, and I was like, God, can you imagine this? How I felt. But just fast forward, like after 7 months, this guy has been rebranded. He has 2 cars, Camry and I think Lexus. And they said that I would POS job. POS. So POS is a platform that's brought. But now we have to look for a platform of bringing them. That's why I call it the operation and project. Have your phone, have your POS, Nigeria. It stands to bring job opportunity to a lot of people. You know, when the project was not really, Nigeria sit down and be watching, okay, how can this thing have bring benefit to me? Because many people ask me, how can I use phone? Like that is why some of us now, some people are actually going to online, Facebook, just to increase their number of likes. They say they're going to start doing videos on Facebook or Instagram, they give some amount of money and the rest. But what about those illiterate that don't have time for that? What about someone that can't even sit down to create? I was listening to one of the comedians and he said he makes more than 10 million per month from creating content online. So that means to say he has to force himself. He says sometimes it's not easy to think. Sometimes you don't even know where the inspiration comes from. So not everybody as lucky or as gifted as him or her in that dimension. That's why I look like this book of celebrity. Just look at a certain set of people that God has just called and blessed them to be. So the other about the uneducated, all about those who don't have the fast reasoning skills, how can they also benefit from? As I say, this project, have your phone, have your POS, is a platform that can enable even the uneducated, even the young, even the old, even the rural areas. Everybody needs money. If not because of this as you are, you must have gone to somewhere to withdraw money to do something. You must. If you say I don't get money, I don't have money, but you need money to use money as long as you are alive every day. There's an exchange of money and goods and services as long as you are alive, because money is needed for things. So it's going to create more jobs and job opportunity for even the people that are uneducated, unskilled. Even most people doing POS jobs today are not even educated, because it needs a very little training on it. And the training in this one will not even be more than, it won't even be too stressing, because everybody has already known the platform, you know how to operate your phone. So just adding that POS platform on it, and that will be the hardware or what, or the software platform, it can be able to embed and bring out job opportunity for the Nigerians. And I believe these are what people want to also know, how they can get money on bringing back money and finances. So I believe this way, and I think it ties the benefits. So I just switched from ways and methodologies to the benefits. And I believe if government can also try, many people have been complaining that they don't have POS because there are some things that are attached, depending on the firm, organization, or banking. So if these platforms, this project is being also given the privilege, it will help to make it very, very viral and everywhere, spread across the globe of this state of Nigeria. Thank you very much. So can we all now celebrate your own self personal projects? So at the summary of all, we've all given to the Father and also to the viewers our projects and ideas. So we're going to be waiting next for the next instruction from the Father. So meanwhile, instantly is ready, right? So instantly, please, let's.
I have a question.
Okay. I think we're branded.
Before we started,
yes,
I think the greatness came to my room to have a conversation with me.
Okay.
And we couldn't get to a closure with that.
Yeah.
And it popped up again in the mind of Val. And so I want to ask, are these strategies and ideas protected? If the viewers are watching, some smart thinking people will pick up an idea and run with it.
Okay, listen. Listen, this is what the Father said. The Father said, go straight up to the board meeting room. We're going to rehearse our projects. So definitely, I believe it's going to be on the confined space within it. Or if possible, it's not able to record it. Those are the two things. Because it's called rehearsal. There's going to be rehearsal and perfection. I don't know if you understand. So I don't think we need to be scared. I don't need to be scared for anything.
The question, sir, is with regards if we are to present it like
No. What we are doing is 1 minute.
That's why they said 1 minute.
So you now
we won't go into details. Of this.
So and this thing we have done also has helped every one of us to know how to come to conclusion or summary. So that if you are giving this is even the best way. Because what you say, nobody said anything for you. Everybody spoke for themselves. So you just need to now know while you are eating, you are just meditating how to just wrap it up in a minute. That is it. Thank you. So Abigail, we're going to teach you.
Marachuku.
Make you do
it was like that on my Facebook before, but I had to now change it to Steven. Simply Steven.
Hey, I want to drop my kidney.
Jesus. Jésù lọ́ba. Ọba ayérayé ọlọ́pàá.
That's why you notice when I was
Kèrè àṣà ni gbogbo ẹlẹ́yà.
àbíkú tó ṣe kó dàbí wọn sọ bẹ́ẹ̀.
Okay.
My process was that my process was professor take one on Netflix like less to move us.
Oh, Jésù lọ́ba. This
There's water now?
There's water now. Okay, there's
Water. Sacred.
don't be my own medicine.
Look at water.
But there's no
Only
Thank you. Okay, have a call. You have a call.
You see what blessing. When you first pray, blessing. Said nothing came. Something came. She prayed. Your passion. So she was expecting the Holy Spirit to visit her with passion is working. But the Holy Spirit did not do that. The Holy Spirit passion
with someone.
Ross, there's something I told you. I've not gotten an idea. It just gave me. Did you know that
that's what happened when she came to me? Okay, now normally this project we're thinking, which project? Well, it's so big, it's so compassion. And she came to me, immediately she just shared it with me. Abigail was here.
Yes.
Without flinching, without like, okay,
Everybody
let's just send it to me. Start writing.
They were giving me general. My mind didn't have anything to speak on. But God just gave me it's not even general.
Let me give you another beautiful aspect to this. In trying to explain someone else's concept to them, yours is getting broader. That's what I discovered.
Yes,
He came to meet me to share something with me. I don't know where the idea came from. I just started talking to him. As I was talking to him, as if I was talking to myself. Immediately he left, I picked up my pen.
I know, right? At the end of the whole thing, I wasn't able to write. This is all.
That's why, like when I write songs,
Everything was just on the
one of the things I do is I'll start talking. Or when I want to write, I do creative writing as well. When I want to write, like blogging and stuff, I'll post. Sometimes I'm blank. When I'm blank, I'll just stop then. I'll start saying the words as if I'm giving a speech. Like, okay, so this is, maybe I'm saying it, words are just pouring in. So I stopped. So that pattern works a lot.
You come, wait, I won't blast you, wait first. I won't praise you and I won't blast you. Sometimes your confidence too high. He loud. You go who convince the deaf go hear. The blind will see.
See, just don't give up opportunity to speak.
My God. And also, I perceive I perceive ministry in you.
Yes.
Of course, it's
I
right there.
perceive it. It's so strong.
It's not that
Yes,
it's
true.
It's
So
right there.
there's this compelling spirit that exudes from you when you switch. There's a way she switches.
People listen to you. Your speaking is contagious. It captures people.
Even if they talk about this fridge, and you see this fridge, there's the way you switch,
Passion.
and I will now believe in the grey color.
Yes.
Grey is the best color in the world.
Yes. It's a grace actually. You see this people, the way I'm seeing this people, you just
Why she convince me? Who go in that spot? I said, I believe you never spot. Pick up, never spot.
You don't take away from my
I don't mean it.
it's that thing that is driving you.
It's good.
Them so it's unconscious.
Okay.
I'll not see the reaction of your face.
No, I like her passion.
God did together.
I like her passion. I love her. I love her passion so much.
My passion is contagious.
Honestly.
Isn't it? It's almost that persuaded me to believe in this project. Wow.
I am a clown.
Is what happening? Is it finished?
I'm so proud of this. The way you expanded it. I wasn't even expecting
This water is
you to expand.
Don't drink it where I drink those small ones.
Like at a point, I started feeling more.
You take water for them.
Myself.
Yeah.
Like seriously.
No.
Okay, for it is silly.
Wash one, be one tea.
Seriously.
I will just come check this one out.
Do you see what I need that?
But who is remaining here that have not taken water?
Yes.
Only I give her one. I give her water. Kisha.
Let somebody cannot wait to eat this rice.
Yes, right.
To them, they're very good teacher. I want to marry.
No problem. No problem.
This one also.
You get to mom. No,
That's the work of you know when you work out. It will be hard.
If you sit down, I can't stand up for person.
So,
you don't know that I'm always hungry. I thought with everything you sent me.
Please, let's eat sweet and we have a lot of books. A lot of books. Yeah, the father said, we are sleeping for 5 days. Now walk happen.
After all we have done, we have been sleeping for 5 days. Glory.
that was just hyperbolic to get us on our toes.
Everybody, you get one time, everybody.
You know, since who don't go, now you should be the next person to go. It's just after eating this, he said there's another information to go. Have to switch it together. The time did not permit us.
That's why when I came out, everybody was explaining. The video don't start with that. But it don't pass 1 minute. So.
Yeah. This is no issue.
So the real video recording will come when the father comes and the real video recording. Wow.
Everybody eat well, this one is now afternoon, night. Morning and afternoon. Which time was it? Morning and afternoon. You could not know what to do for you, that's why.
It's 1 hour. Just listen to the
This answer, yesterday we ate our morning food. Have you forgotten? What time did we eat yesterday night food? Is it not morning food?
Gary, it's necessary to sit down.
It's not what we did yesterday. We had breakfast and we had lunch.
Please, next one, it looks nice for you. So I can. forget that soup is even for today.
Ananas.
Oh, you finish?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Who will want this soup today? Where walk? Let's have go dig it. Because work day now, for that and now work starts.
Now, so you like marriage? Wait, we don't end our marriage.
Why?
Eh?
Why we going down?
No, they ask you me.
As you don't come out from the other room, you are not relegated to the back.
Oh, okay. So it was just for the meantime before.
Why would she be your...
And that was what she did. You know, yes, Gail has been sick. So I've been giving to you. You don't immediately Gail came out and you're like, okay. Man.
Give is my dad.
Okay, me, I'm your. Oh, wait. Is it in Oyem? Munyem. Wait, it doesn't have any spice. Oyem Ogini. Dim, okay. Oyem. Oyem. Okay, Oyem. Oh yeah, now so you go and take bath our wedding day like this. I love you. I can never. Are you right? I will slap you to cheese.
She expressed her.
Look at me. See.
When they ask her, instead of yes, see, let me say it.
See, we've been dating for a while. You don't know this thing. I know. You don't go.
Don't go sit down and study tonight.
Now I should be check this angle. See, if anybody should say yes, when she stop, she should say yes again. If you say yes, now.
You don't even yes. Yes.
Is it? Huh? Yes,
Okay. Are you serious? I don't get. Okay, this spot would have been okay. Fall? Was it 4? Not 4. Not 4. 5.
Maybe your quantity was higher than. Okay, now Steve did the arrangement.
My boss.
But with controlling their food. Yes. Eat well, but control your weight. So to say we don't eat any, I don't eat any.
Pastor Victor, why do I have this feeling that our next viewer?
I don't mind it. Is it egusi soup? Is it the egusi soup? The egusi? Oh, okay. Oh.
Bring it up to work.
Let me even start the rice.
So which of my 3 ideas do you guys think I should talk about? Lot of feedback.
So, are you everybody? When you see the rice in the beginning, you take the rice small.
Because the way hungry will beat you. Because they look the pot say you finish. Exactly. The whole pot. I want that they make people who put in the lucky chop. I'll beat you and I'll have to for forgiveness.
All the people here will have to do it. When is your dream?
I'll be
You know the black light straight for you. It's a black street black light.
Why don't you rub me like that? You just what did you want to see? I will poison you. Anambra, no day. But what is the estimate? You say, only enough. Married and amazing woman. Not generalize.
I'm so happy you feel better now.
You always say it too.
Yes, I'm beyond this.
They will finish you. It's not about the state or the
It's a family, right?
Are you into graphic design?
Let's say this video they good.
It's not the rain yesterday.
Exactly.
That's good. Things are so important. I remember when I was in junior secondary, I had a feel for them.
That's in the dito. What does pass? The rice way you download yesterday.
You become I'm going to all your siblings, you will go
I'm
to
blessed with the one, you know what I
went for the science. System was
yes, now you don't get that. It comes to this compulsory.
art students.
The only time I laugh at you, marathon fasting. So that's
How many days?
my own key.
How many days?
Struggle.
How many
But rather than go to art,
I've done 1 year.
and deep down,
I've done 1 year.
That's it.
done with this,
You will not put your stomach
I'm
in
not
love.
being hungry for
You see this stomach can don't
this is happy doing it.
you have to go all over it, O level.
When I eat, it's like 6 only.
I could not.
Not to see the next day.
Then no jam.
1 year.
It's very vast. You cannot professional. Rather perspective.
When I go out, for dinner, I'll drink water very well so that I'll not finish it. You understand? But if I'm at home, I'm not like to drink water. I like to drink so that my stomach will not full.
It's even more, it's healthier to eat without any outing.
Okay.
Yeah, it's cool. If I'm going to go out and I'm quite
Yes, no matter.
But what you get does my eyes see. You won't be anything for event or even musician for event. Then you forget to go. It's when you call it voice. It's when you don't go and you get last time before they get don't say everything. Wait. This one. You call it out, brother. No first. Now meet. Right, DJ, I hate that.
Excellent.
So which I want.
Yes, no.
What is shouting? Can't be like that.
Meanwhile, meet the get around for maybe now for house. Last year I visited my friend's wedding. I was the best man, so at the wedding I ran up and down like here and there. I found that even the groomsmen and the train they gathered to me because I run up and down to make sure everything they were. When they finish, who might put it on? This is good. I don't think the team pay me. Pay me, I don't lie. Which kind of this one? I don't come on the plan. So yes, I want my way attend the wedding. Which those are like 2 or 3 days. There's one more carry one. They don't worry. You don't really get plan.
Thank you. I'm feeling good. Where is my soul?
This one again. Now my soul, like you know what this means? My soul.
Maybe it's a bad thing.
My soul. See, you go back all the brothers here in this house. You go back all the
Follow from Lama.
see, she's a spiritual baba. So that
I always have for all this one.
I on me, my gift. Now my soul.
My G.
My teeth is a whole thing, so now why are they up?
Now the organ of drinking.
Now, no point, I'm washing of this.
And the G.
No talk again.
Leave it out, sit up there.
We have got it.
I'm not saying to wash it, take soap.
So without that, you are
breathless. Leave me breathless.
Everybody have dysfunction. I thought they give it to.
They give you bread.
Please they give me bread. This one na my soul.
Hey! Now you dey define am, Mona.
Joy is better.
No, Joy, you say they make
Bread without bread.
Without guy, if so,
That's why I cannot.
It's not ventilation.
hey, God. I was just if I never marry, I should not let me see.
It's not the respect that startup.
I don't
Don't give my word. No, it's supposed to be my word. Like news.
No, I want to sit.
This cup, nobody won't carry. This man never understand. Say,
Sit down. If you have been shaking transaction like I've been able to speak for like 2 days ago now. You see something. Yeah, my bad. No worry.
if Father has
unless the name must be appointed, mean that you don't know of appointments.
you'll be appointed by the Father. But in case you get mouth, update.
Wait, before like who will be the voice of the Father? The current one.
They go ask voice of Father, say, who do you think? Voice of the Father, they say, you Fred.
You know what's sweet like that? I have preferred task, so I won't win them.
I beg you.
They started now they talk me as I prefer task, so I won't win them. Make we just see one more, we don't wake up. 1 more, we don't wake up to 8 a.m.
Let's talk for prayers.
Let's from the
I like this game.
best way to be you get best from the room when you this.
I'll be sleeping downstairs.
No, the game will do to
We dey hear am na making you know. The thing dey pain us, make we wan respond. One way we say, abeg leave me, I want to sleep.
That is Rose. Just that's the role where you give for that.
Who knows? You don't even know whether as Rose is like man of God, you don't know whether what she's eating is you don't know.
But it's like the call and response is always faster. What she
Before that time,
I think our system wakes up. Our system is already before to this system. So she wakes up before them.
She know the big list. This is already she's already now this is this one, we are no woman to
This one,
but this one, once I do the second one, I don't know. That's this is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
So what is my chicken too?
Why not?
Bang, 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 boom, boom, boom.
I didn't want you to start.
Yeah, exactly. That knock in the brain. That brain, yeah.
That's it.
Well, you guys, those guys, quickly open the door before it gets. When you know we don't know I say open our door before it gets.
The time you don't knock, I said we don't wait.
There's no water you take from here.
Well, deep in sleep, we know they enter our head. Nice, okay.
That's not to wake up.
Not issue that. You want naturally, you know, say to make the truth be see, you yourself, you know, say by that 5:30, you supposed to wait. Your body said you don't wait. If you don't wait, say.
I just felt compliant.
That's maybe we can call.
Of course, no, we're not saying you should not. We're just saying the thing they paid us, they leave us.
So sometimes you want to sleep back.
That's 5:30. Just wake up. Also, my brother just nobody don't wake up.
I want to sleep back.
This morning I woke up past 4. Because I don't know time. I said, I would rather wake up for this man to come knock this door.
And as a shock, when I call my sister, I say, these are not his contact.
I don't wake up since now. They are first day do my personal devotion. If I can't call my throne.
Even yesterday, I don't know the person that came out of the room or moved along that distance by 4 o'clock. I just woke up. I quickly dressed my bed, took my things. I was coming for prayer, thinking,
Okay, today the time has reached.
Yeah, I can't check the
You
time.
weren't listening. You
I
know,
saw
saying
more.
that it's not a time. She felt already that I mean, most of the people say, intentionally that things. I defy edge. So nobody should
That is not people here.
not here, but so that I cannot be the one to stand up and respond.
Okay. Yeah, it's not about it.
I have everything I need.
So, can you do it now?
I have bread, I have food.
I don't need already the para.
That's the difficult.
Once you knock, I don't need
That nurse is good though.
Anybody who's not a deep sleeper.
I'm not. And I don't sleep on.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I hear his footsteps before he gets to the door.
Sleep go to no. Check me and you don't do it now. I go most times you go to sleep, they hear me and they try to make us sleep.
If part of the reason why they close my eyes to sleep, and so make I feel pretend like I dey sleep.
God go. Say, yeah, they use blind now.
I dey use blind.
They use blind.
Because I know they sleep.
They use blind too. Bros, I dey my eye now.
I tell him like this, wait till I see. Now I open up. Wait till be this one. I did pepper me. I don't be sleep.
If you know master, you don't sleep.
No. But guess what this will do to you? For today, your system will adjust. I remember when I see camp. That was another place I was really stressed. We used to wake up Lagos camp. If you don't wake up by 4 to go take your shower,
sit down there.
Get it. The first 2 weeks was hell. But the third week, my body had adjusted. When I got home, I started waking up by 4. I'll call it look.
You don't do for that protracted period of time.
That was when I discovered that this our body can be beaten to shape. Any shape we like.
I beat my body on
This is our body. Any way you want
say the body on its own likes flex.
Yeah.
And you go correct.
That is it. My pleasure.
As a motivational speaker say, leave your comfort zone. Get tired of your comfort zone. Don't stay in your comfort zone.
Your comfort
Because the body
zone
likes
is destructive.
comfort.
This body like flex.
It likes comfort.
Comfort zone is destructive. Very, very destructive.
The body just wants to stay that comfort zone. Don't stress me, I beg. Just leave me here right now. Sometimes you might be weak. By body, you might be weak, but mentally you are not actually weak. If you tell yourself that you're strong mentally, your body responds to whatever you tell your body.
It's going next.
Okay, go here.
No, they don't. Okay, we can do that one.
And like Kishi. Okay, Kishi, ask for.
She will be busy. You have to send someone.
The person is busy, Kishi is busy.
Busy with what?
Then Rose has
Right
gone.
there.
Let Abigail win and bless him.
No.
Okay, Abigail bless this now. Abigail bless him. My goodness, what I'm going to say, person about to rest food, don't cry, I'm going to leave.
Yes, sir. There's something about that boardroom. There's this sense of.
Your mind.
There's this sense of. There's this burden that just falls on you. Responsibility when you are there.
Just see yourself.
You just feel like you're about to make a decision for.
Now I know I'll never wear this suit.
Just confine now.
If we no crack this, our brain go dey. I'm
So
telling
go
you.
come this side now. Hey, if you don't do, why you come back slide to that for my area?
I don't listen to my.
But to say you don't forget things.
According to women and my children.
Now they have been there, but you get why?
Get why you move.
Some rub off don't they come. And I ask you, man of God, you move to a new site.
Yes, so I don't relocate.
No, I just stand up.
Let me pick my jota, sir.
Now, so Wilfred, the environment.
My space be this.
Now you get the other
Now
one.
you get
Okay, now Steve get outside.
One of the keys we bound.
one of the
key bounces back.
which one T?
I just discovered that do the second octave, you see, there's a way it resonates.
I'm trying to listen, but I'm not taking it to my I want to use it today. Jesus. Abigail, before you start, Abigail, before you start. Are you good at this? I need help. Abigail, I need help. Abigail, I've knelt down already. Abigail. I'm sick. He was not married you. Before. He was not married. I don't understand.
Okay, this man go just marry him. Don't marry him. We are funny. Wait till husband go do what before. Don't go marry him before.
No, what did you say?
If you touch him.
You don't see my water. Hey. He never say yes or serious. He said,
I said maybe, I don't know.
No, now you can't. Have you said yes?
It's not for blessing.
She don't just forget the proper.
See it.
I make a lot of sense in her.
You have not been here since.
No, I've not finished my water. You should stop all these jokes.
We finished with because she didn't bring the bottle.
No, I've not finished my water, Joe.
My point is, she has not come here, so how can I came here? She came with
Your money is
That is everything we can give.
Father, prayers, they give us this place our water. We don't they disturb this every day we go there. Water.
I didn't know that this one is there. Now after I got to the music one, they even though that one will continue.
Which one?
The other number one, I've told you. Because these people are just like times 2 of it.
Somebody drank my water, but it's just that I left I've discussed the person with father. It's only the father that saw who drank this water. Somebody drank it.
Oh, my father could tell you so.
Yes, you one. Never bring lights. Enjoy. How we can. I don't want to do it.
3 minutes more for us to refresh your stomach because we hear the brains matter. That's what's called multitasking. And I know say we go dey for that one, another one will come soon. My father said we have been sleeping for 5 days. So everything you have done, all the stress you have stressed your life 5 days, you just know now.
I was not good slept though.
Now the real work will start.
When I'm the voice of the father, every Saturday, all everybody will sleep.
And they just sleep, they wake up. They say themselves for the altar.
We sleep. When I tell you, you know that in scriptures, you can influence the decision of the father.
Must your hand always go with your mouth?
You don't do it.
Was your hand always broken?
It's called, I'm trying to catch your attention.
Then they don't say you still they don't. If you can't reach one stage.
Yes, like this. Man of God. Influence the decision of the father.
It's not like this.
Oh, I'm talking seriously.
I only have a vision of which like if they're a minister of God, oh my goodness. Remember something like this man can consider say you were here today.
Okay, civilization.
You know be you know go walk.
Your life is not easy.
You can influence the decision.
How do you move it? How do you move something like this? You are good. You're going to find it good. No vision everywhere.
Oh my goodness. So one body part at least must move. No matter how she won't try out.
You get it, that's like this. Something like this is like that. And it's normal God. Jesus.
Back to business.
Where
were we?
I'm really have a blessing.
I want to sing. Yeah, very nice.
Is it about singles?
Used to sing songs to touch my
Okay, married.
like people are very social married.
Okay. Okay, let's just say more down.
Sing this one more down.
More down. Because you get married, you have not read books of more down. Let's see what my books. These books are very
Okay, maybe that was why he didn't give us.
And to prepare you.
That's why he didn't give Greekness and vowels.
Yes, that was
And his Reverend Nelson is like doesn't say as a rat girl, it's
My children are secure.
Yeah.
You don't just say children are very cool.
And like the Bible says, go out to do that, you can sell it to us. Now you don't buy and put it for that house. You sell like that. Is it the one I'm going to the wife? Or you are really the name as it is?
No, I take your side where you are.
Yes, Daddy, thank you.
Every other lady preparing to get married should have one.
Yes.
And even if you're married already, you can still read it.
Yes. What's the name again?
Catalyze.
Catalyze. By Franca.
By Franca.
And the apparent exchange rate,
Exactly.
that's 6K. So you hold 6K with your hand there.
Because even the package, even the bottle.
Exactly. Like the package is like a foreign kind of.
Yes, it's so much.
Like what you learn to for the civil ladies about my finish reading it in this house. If you go to finish and move.
2 days, 3
We
days.
have many things. The
I
task
don't
is
understand.
much.
My task is much.
True.
Can't do anything.
Let's finish it to just show reports.
No, not if you finish, you can give it to blessing. From blessing, give it to.
No, me and the first.
No, I go leave in the say go they give you if you.
No.
Imagine I'll be sleeping in the same bed space. Don't mind if you have that me.
Oh, that be Igbo.
But okay, by Igbo, but all of us are
No,
not
we are in the
Nigerian.
father's house.
Don't worry, I'll see you. I'll see you in camera. God. If you please the father, you add the father's blessing. Hey,
Hey, God don't give it.
And that's why the thing is confusing. No, we're saying it's confused. The blessings are confused.
It's a simple way you can say blessings. One is similar, one is opposite. You don't know if you don't say fair blessing and dark blessing. Oyibo blessing.
Also, so that you know
you can, if to say one is part, but say the part one. But two of them are the part.
Some of them did that to repeat.
Or you can say nurse and gas man manager.
Oil and gas.
So you cover gas manager.
The gas.
Nurse and oil and gas personnel or both.
No, no, one is like
Now blessing the top of our money. Oil and gas.
Yeah, Minister of Petroleum.
you notice.
Now let the top of our money.
She dey chop because she And that's the reason why people are running because of that. You know this. Conversion rate.
Now or that time?
When I noticed.
So now it's
once you decide the service coaches glasses on tape like you are the insurance management voices. So the fact that you converted goes and you feel it's that much, you don't want to think about how much it is. So it's only when you start thinking. Listen now, understand? One house now, we are getting back to job. I just remember words of before that. So man, we have not even rehearsed the song we are singing, that one that we had.
We go train them.
I don't know when I'm going to come again, what is that?
They go know them.
Nobody not say anything. Is it blow? No. Why can't say blow?
It's the same thing. Them go know them means they go blow them.
No, you have to don't put viewers for confusion. You have to follow one articulation of words. Fight and fight. Then aside from that, we have to react. It's just after one react, then continue. Then another one again is playlet poem.
Where's my chief?
If the poem is going to be no, we say it's going to be spoken words or rapping.
That one he did that day, that one. That day,
Spoken words.
You in the spoken
words is different.
That one he did. It was still like a spoken word. It was still like a spoken word.
Then you'll be talking.
I love spoken words.
You guys have spoken words with. You guys have misappropriated spoken words. Spoken words can be whatever you want it to be. The fact that we are used to people just talking and talking. What he did, all of them are spoken words. What he did exactly is spoken words. That is his style. As he was doing that day, someone just be on the keyboard playing something, or a musical effect would be at the background. He's doing what he's doing.
And even if nobody
rhymes, making meaning with poetic message, a poetic kind of delivery. Rap metamorphosed, rap music evolved from poetry, from spoken words. So spoken word.
Poetic on the soft. Even if you come here now, the thing will come out. It's inside out.
There's plenty of that.
We're not trying to just push everything to our individual. This is a group something, so it's not just we should learn the facts. Even let me tell you something. The reason why one thing came right here is that people that cannot act should not act. It's not just because they have to follow. Also, he talked about it here. He also talked about, I told my man break dance. He said he can break. Who can break here? Me, I can break. I don't know another person.
With this kind of body.
If you know what you break, so we have two guys that can break. How many ladies can break?
It's not, I don't need professional.
If you can do something normal like that.
There's one for you lady. I've not seen this dance like that. She does past slim person.
Exactly.
One for you lady. And has body. She has some fun.
Please just give me cultural dance, thank you.
Break dance now.
Let's give me break dance. I will break.
And that's another area where
there are differences between breakdance, animation, and isolations.
But they just call everything breakdance. They just call it breakdance.
Breakdance is b-boy. Animation is the one that's
people do like this, but people just say breakdance.
I wasn't even break dance.
then isolation
simulations are all this ballet, like something like ballet, but then
Sasha.
No.
Which one is actually do?
He's doing animation and isolation at the same time. Breakdance is all this.
I don't use the word dance.
That means.
So you could say you do animation.
Yes, that's what it is animation.
Can you animate?
According to what you call it, I think that's what you do.
Come and do it.
What did
She
you
did it that day.
I did it that day.
We saw that. That's what we pointed to her.
Oh, yeah, now.
Do what again? I'm not doing it again. No.
Oh, yeah.
Alanga. So what about that robotic one? What do they call it?
Animation. And then in animation, different type of.
So we just do animation. Don't do like different type. I want to do it again.
No, I know what I said. Definition.
I know today.
Yeah.
At least know today. In animation, it's 30. Most of them have seen me doing something like this.
Yeah, do that thing.
Yes. So that's 30. Creating shapes with your hands.
That's what Instagram like that. I feel like this so well.
So that's the goodness. And then we have the robotics where it's like a robot and you sell to some certain parts. And then there is the other one.
What about stomping?
Stomping is part of breakdance. Stomping is still part of this thing. That's
B-boying.
Yeah, it's part of B-boying.
How about those stunts?
That's breakdance. That's breakdance. B-boying. Now in breakdance now it's segmented into 50 parts. B-boying. So people actually think all these things are called breakdance. Because breakdance is, and then there's pop and lock also. Pop, lock, pop, lock, pop, lock.
That's the robotic now.
No. Pop and lock is different from robotic.
There's the pop part.
There's pop, lock, pop, lock.
Okay. That we used to call it pause. We used to call it pause that time. When Pharrell Williams and Justice Timberlake.
Actually, me and I were doing modeling. It's not talent, it's talent.
Really, she said that you're supposed to.
No, but I'm not doing dance.
I want to modeling too.
No, everybody can do modeling. Modeling is just to walk.
With beautiful costumes.
Yeah. Short, everybody will do modeling.
Modeling requires it's not my it's not the one that it's not
For your mind, you are now because your mind.
I'm a long way.
What I'm saying is, we don't have to do it professional. No, you don't have to do it professional. Just for the, you just put on your best clothes.
Best clothes.
Is it best clothes or we should have different
culture?
Ankara.
We have one different culture.
No, let's have Ankara, suit, then maybe one of those our cultural dress that we did. Do you get?
Okay, thank you. Just remember, we have dinner down. So they told us about it.
Yes, sit down.
So, but guys, in 40 days, you can wear one clothes or two clothes for if I'm planting now. In 40 days, just wait for only one day wear one clothes. Not possible. I mean, good. So, we'll use it for the fashion. So, I will tell you further that everybody, all of us will be doing fashion also. So, maybe if you tell us the camera, we'll come from here to it's everybody. It will be fun. It's fun. Viewers will see everybody in different clothes. It's fun. And when you come to Mama,
Why she
you don't have to pocket. You guys know you're very the casual this thing.
I do not.
Oh my God.
Just waka go.
You see her.
Abio. So I just like say what the professional want to present. What are you looking for?
Come and see walking. Come and see now. See what's that? See, this one is bold step. It's bold step. It's not red, it's red. It's red. It's red. You just say, this is around the way. According to Ayo said around the way. You just say, he's getting a fish. This one can get First, so this one, let me get that time. Why your hand? You know the way now swag walk away.
But you're turning, you just turn angry. So the greatness of us. I got that. If I walk out, this one can't just like that. Oh, look at that.
This one you can
yes! To the middle, back to the middle. 3 steps on. 1, 2, 3, yeah. And 2, 3. No, I have lesson. I can't do your own lesson. Yeah. But men get different. You feel, for guys, if you want very easy, if you just count 1.
Yeah, I know someone's different.
Let's watch this. Oh, yeah. Just have no see what I was telling you? See, where you do like man.
I'm waiting for your own.
You go from top, you go left from this. I'm telling you, no. I got you. It's only possible. Like the way she was. You are walking. You were trying to make it more. This is called play from backstage. There's elephant walk. There's cat walk. Oh yeah. There's plenty walk. From backstage, yeah. Do it down the plenty walk. People walk over. Now walk of fame, no do walk of shame. All of you. Now walk of fame, no do walk of shame. Oh yeah.
So I'm not getting to that.
And that movie go by me as one of the head to day. So Gil, prepare. Abi Father is giving us lighting effect. He will shine light on how you do now. Ladies and gentlemen,
Mommy,
join us together.
She's done this now.
Yeah.
Mom! I don't like this. Oh yeah, sorry. She said, Mommy, I don't want it.
You never say Jesus. So what's the turn? This is the first time I'm seeing it turn actually.
I'm not saying it's a change.
First
one is yours.
I just switched to black.
Don't talk about this for my position.
They don't turn, they go around.
So yeah.
I've never seen it before.
Yes, they
I wanted
turn.
to
Okay. Yes. You just start like this, but when they call you, wow. So it's like you pick yourself.
All these things, if you watching it from behind, you know the thing is. So you can intricate inside.
You could be
same legs, same posture there. Amazing.
Then you move again.
I tell you, Nana.
You move again. Then you
Correct.
You do
Correct.
You go back. Anything left leg first. Even from this left. You know now that I'm going to my head. It's supposed to be right leg, but then it's always left. Wow. Then you come back.
Your face must be looking at the audience.
Then you go.
This one, I will climb along. It's like
you go see the look at
See, your work is drop and pick in a way. Try it.
Okay.
17 there.
That's 3 years ago. Okay, no, not
Hey! Shele, Dabi. Okay, wait. I'm better, don't worry.
No, yes now.
Like.
Okay. See, this is in mind. Everyone has a count. It can be so you're following it out side. Do you understand? If you notice when they are doing shows, they play music. So it's that music that those models are for. If it is a slow song, you will see them, they will not be fast, they will just walk slow. So it is that sound that will make, to help the whole sequence and everything.
Me and see, you will tell this one, because the waka.
Oh
yeah.
You never even
go back.
Your left. You never finish
that left in front, you carry it again. Yeah. Okay. Then face, standing, you turn and then you're back to that position again. Then you take your left leg again. Yes.
Left, the front, front. Naturally, yes. Not the right way.
Do you understand? Naturally.
Something like this, Abi?
Yeah, that's you striking your pose. Then your left leg. No. Don't.
Left now?
Don't see. Don't.
Okay. Something like.
Yeah, from here like this. You're like this. So yeah. Don't carry. I don't know. This was what you did.
Okay.
You carried it in the way. You're already like this. You came like this. You stood. Just go.
So like
this movement now.
See it like.
So you turn like you turn with your body.
Sorry, ladies, I'm
okay, you lean.
Yes. So you just your body is following the. The drill is your head. Your head is not is focused on your audience. So once if you go like this, I'm not looking at you.
Okay.
So you have to maintain that straight and
look.
go sideways. Sideways. So like that. Come. Let me teach you turning first. You know how to start your position like this. Now this is the easiest. One thing is your head has to leave. That has to be the last thing to leave. So you do 1, 2, 3. See.
Okay.
Do you understand? 1, 2. No. Wait. Watch. Wait. What you did was you only did this.
Okay.
See. You're like this. 1.
Okay.
See. 1, 2.
Hey.
Yeah. Or better still.
I want to play
you can do this on 1, 2. You can join the sport. You can just do 1, 2, 3, and go.
Just simple things for guys, so that's.
Yeah, that's like. Okay.
And the train now.
Do this one. Okay, do this one. After getting to the front, like this. Just do. That's a single turn. But make sure you're looking.
My head like the glass. My head like the glass, sir. Okay.
That one is easy.
That one is easy. Okay. So you go like this. Okay.
After the your
That's a great thing. Come and let us.
Wow.
We have other things to do.
And I get modeling body.
Don't. Even what you're wearing, it's as if you actually. Yes. The left leg first. Me, I don't want to walk. You don't want to like it's where they walk. Even me, they enjoy it. Me, he has to.
What is this?
I saw the matter be. Amazing grace. You know you're not supposed to smile. No, it depends kind of rock.
Gospel.
Gospel,
come on, model. When I go draw gospel, come on, model. When I go draw gospel, come. Ben come waka or run. No, give go waka, make gospel come waka first.
Yes, now. If it's budget, you can get to the front and do that.
Oh yeah.
You even look like somebody that can do the wrong thing.
All those guys just have big bounce where because I didn't see no.
No, it's not about all this. No. Then yes. Okay, left leg first.
No smile at all.
Soldier. Okay, then your left leg first.
Nobody your hands for them.
All right. Good. You actually tried.
Those move.
Sabinus.
Get up.
Sabinus.
You think that we don't? No. We don't. No, get up. See, Ayo, hospital come for you.
So that you want them.
You don't go to the
I know what I'm going to do.
brother, come do your own. Gospel come to modeling.
All of us they do
Everybody will do it. So
What did this
do one walk before that day.
one walk.
You know the profession anyhow where you like.
Just walk to the front of the car. Just walk. But make sure you very well then. Show him the
Are you a professional man? Anybody when they expect me can get that right, you go tell me where for coaching. Not true now. Am I a model?
But nobody coaching blessing.
Now I don't do pageantry before.
You know, it's not really the absolutely perfect. She tried.
That's the only one.
If you see sisters when they do models, like that's what their leg they be now. This one she walk out with her leg now. So how you don't go feel smart? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Confirm.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I thought you was good. Gospel of John. Honest to John.
Where I thought. That's all. Where I leave the stage. They look them as they go.
So we Fred, oh yeah. So we
Blessing, I've been done anything. I like your confidence. So the way I wasn't expecting that.
Inspiration. I'm a role model. I'm not a model.
Let's leg in the front.
You were always so sad they walk.
Yeah, so just make sure you're starting with your left leg.
Don't start with right leg.
Started with left. No. That left with the front.
The same leg will be the first leg.
To the front.
Yeah.
Just support it. Yeah. Correct.
Nice.
That's all laugh.
You get them.
And now, your left leg first.
Correct.
You turn.
Flip arm.
Turn again.
I beg you.
Then leave the baton.
Anybody when they wait for
That's what they call brands.
anybody when they wait for me for this.
Chairman,
Chairman, no, got you.
we train together. We go the same training.
Chairman, you train
Steve now.
Steve, I beg, give us.
You already this.
Just drop it once. 30 seconds.
I beg.
Vocabulary kind of.
Now we are learning together.
and your viewer before God left leg in front. When you're doing it, like letting me in mind that
No, here.
No cough.
That's a left leg.
He's a man on the receiver.
Why you get go?
Oh yeah, alright.
Everything
Analysis, stay where you are.
I can't do this. I gave someone 30 seconds. Go Kishi. Go Kishi.
Come on, waka your waka now.
You know, there's this thing that happens when you're working there, so many people are, you start having this feeling, yeah, I'm working there. I think they're looking at you, let me try and connect them.
Modeling builds self-esteem. Modeling builds self-esteem, self-confidence.
Well, I mean, this happened to me plenty. That is how I see. If you have asked me before of plenty people, I know why it's on you feel like that. You don't know what's in your legs. Your legs.
Oh yeah, left leg first.
Left.
Yes. That's for this. Let's go. One, two.
Wait.
You are walking.
Wait. I'm laughing.
Your parents are watching.
Just walk. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, so you're left.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Seeing on TV, it's very easy.
And go back to that position.
I know they say do all this level of things.
Yeah, I know say intricate. I know say complex like this.
The complex of bros, no vex.
I just believe I want to go tell you one and two.
I
thought it was very easy now. You just walk out, just
turn first.
Amazing. Wow.
Oh yeah.
I hope you know.
Left.
Oh yeah, first of father. Okay. No, we are moving to the next one.
You said no. Stand up.
What's funny? It's not
You have not linked.
That's the country.
No.
Yesterday, I tell them make you not play the father's key. You know they hear me.
You don't want to hear the prince with you.
My father key me.
Let's go, father. I'm presenting father. I dedicate this model to my beautiful wife.
Left leg first.
Just when you say the model fine like your wife.
That's about it. You're putting on your suit, you're walking to your altar.
Ayo, if my wife they watch, she know what to expect. She just said no worry.
Alright, let's go. 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2.
You started with right.
Started with right leg.
But you're going to be altar in the room.
My brother, anywhere we walk out altar. Go and tell them, bro. We tell the children of Israel. Anywhere we go.
Jesus.
And the guy is the man of God. Three of us had to be in that room.
That is never the model.
Three of us.
I don't know.
Which one should I do? Pageant or runway?
Give us runway. Okay, yes.
Runway. Do runway, I beg. If my wife is watching, she know what to expect.
Let's go there. Oh yeah, no.
Oh yeah, see face now. No. See model now.
Amazing.
Show them. Show them. No, modeling na your base. Modeling na your base. No.
Okay, different.
Yes.
Okay, good shot.
Which again? What did they have?
The whole
Pageant is always very smooth. You know, it's more of me.
Baby steps. How do you hold this now? That is nice. Honestly, on board, please.
And if they are on stage, like if they are on stage and maybe the MC or the anchor, they will still maintain that.
I'm sure we have achieved at least one thing we are doing for the festival.
Yes.
That is promoting. Now let's quickly round up this. And also there's something the father said, I just remembered now. He said our projects, personal projects, because I asked him a question, remember? He said, okay, our personal projects will also be joined to compile that. That's no, it's going to make the job simpler now.
Yes.
He said, it's making the job more easier now.
Easier,
very easier. But I'm waiting for other instructions. But you wrote your team. And you go and develop.
But wait, sorry, it is not today's the deadline.
It's tomorrow we are doing it.
So
tomorrow is the
our
festival.
personal project must be something. Because since it's just added.
The instructions were not definite. It's just the question I asked. I'm just trying to say this. Now, please, let's round up these things once and for all. So that they can have what? Shaman, where are you people staying?
I'm coming. It's not doing anything.
What is he doing now?
You know, particular order is just
okay, you're not taking it from other. But like, how many of you people to focus on that?
The way you explain that thing now,
so let's analyze it. Okay. So please come back to your former share so that others can deliberate on the very one. Let's know we have finished this one.
They gave to us gifts. It's precious gifts.
Yes.
Social work, what I know for social work involves counseling. Part of it, I don't know the full aspect of social work, but involves counseling. And from what I know while I was in school, it's a very underrated department because nobody sees it as something that should be taught. Because part of what they do is counsel people. They are professional counselors. Psychologists. Although there is psychology in medicine, but this is sort of like a therapy. therapists sort of that aspect. So it's important because many people have a lot of people are not discovering that it's good to get mental health, and many people are not really cognizant. And most of the things we're having when it comes to suicide thoughts and depression are all things that involve a counselor and therapist. So I think we need to work more on that. They have to be much more recognized. There's no job opportunity for those people actually. They barely see jobs. Most of the people that read those courses end up going to that place because they don't have job opportunity. So we can find, I don't know how, but I think we should find a way to create jobs for them so that it can work because it's really, really needed right now.
Then if to say what kind of job can be created for guidance and counselors or for counselors?
Yes, like you can have counselors in universities. My university has a guidance and counselors. University has a guidance and counselors department. In secondary school, you can have professional counselors. You can have actually in almost every even in a job in a proper office abroad, you have a counselor, a therapist you can go to.
In Africa, counseling is underrated.
Because even schools don't have it. Secondary schools need it most, and they don't have it.
We are too religious, you know.
Okay. See, when during
pastors do the job of counseling.
During this whole phase, before we came to the father's house, I was able to message some groups that we need to talk to. Message me. I got a lot of people. People are looking for people that they can talk to without having any space in between. I got a lot of people that talk to me about relationship problems, people that were suicidal, people that are having money issues. Yes, but maybe were able to freely talk to me because they know that I'm not the kind of person, I will not, they don't know me before. So they can easily confide in me without being scared that information goes out. That's the idea of the counselor. So they can freely meet without having any burdens or issues and they're scared that this person can talk my matter. People want to talk to people, trust
It's a professional job.
It's a professional job.
We have counseling in the universities now.
Yes.
Counseling department.
But it's underfunded.
I'm telling you.
I think the first thing is awareness.
Creating awareness.
Yes, a lot of Africans, a lot of Nigerian people they don't see the need for counselor. Why should I carry my problem and go on? That's why many people don't well. People don't well.
Bros, everybody when they Lagos go know that we need
the way you talk.
an
average Nigerian get mental issues.
It's not just only mental. It's not just psychological, emotional.
No, all of them get under mental.
Somebody who just
but Nigerians believe say anything mental.
You don't know why. That is why they transfer the aggression to the
Nigerians believe say anything mental means say you the man. So anything mental, God forbid, but an average Nigerian. That's why some little if you meet a Nigerian stranger, he wants to ask you, come on for the time. He will say, please.
What's time?
Just time, please. Because an average Nigerian, they beg you in advance or before you go.
My God.
Because everybody in Nigeria has
the last person. Go for preach. I shall be the head and not the tail. The first and not the last. So spiritual. So you understand? So like them religion.
Or even ask for direction. Some people be running away.
Don't even go. You pray you are not stranded.
Me, I run. I don't know why you go they run.
You need to answer.
Something. That's how they run. They will just zap you. Do you know that as a only my husband they do me now. I don't like it myself again. I want to carry my auntie gold.
That's because you asked at that time.
I don't know who I am. I was still I'm telling you.
Me, I swear.
So to be careful.
When you are half full,
Bible told you believe in black of the spirit. So that's because some of the issues we are seeing in America, you are outside there. We don't see that. Some of the issues we see here, we don't see it over there. Like an American, and I cannot believe that somebody can speak to somebody and just distort you. How somebody give you stand and forget yourself. It doesn't work. But it happens here in Africa. It happens. I was talking to somebody one day. The man was just giving back. I said, excuse me, can you go back? So me says, now if I'm talking to somebody now, I'm going back from you. Please, that road, do you know that road? Me, I'm the one going back. Because I hate when I'm talking to you, I'm going back.
They are going back.
And you're asking as a ritualist.
I don't understand.
It's true. So you see, so you won't blame them. So what we have to say that we want to create awareness. And also
awareness is key.
In secondary schools, it's needed.
Yes.
There are many young girls that pass into it.
Boys, girls, you have to carry. In fact, if you are into youth ministry or things in the church, you have an idea of what we're talking about.
Bros,
Mostly that our side. You see that our side, the madness we they not doing for uptown.
So you know the truth, social work as is you went to university and studied because I have a knowledge of it a little bit. It's really underrated. Those people are supposed to, they are working like SSSs.
Yeah.
That's the whole. They're supposed to be working with diplomatic agencies like but like go America. They are well paid. Social workers. Do you understand?
What it means to be a social worker?
Social workers are more than they are more than therapeutic kind of work. They are much more than that. But I think who even brought out flesh and blood not reveal out to you. This is where you said awareness.
Yeah.
Because the truth is why we underrate them because we don't know it's going to do. If the awareness is created, then the value will be made known to everybody. The veil covering their eyes will follow. They will now understand, okay, so this thing have impact or they can make impact in our society. Like, okay, so said it now. Youths now, the average, except you have parents who are careful, very, very careful. An average youth in the streets, they don't know where to go.
Who will be careful? For another careful never.
No, I'm just saying, no, at least those ones, like the one that turned 18, you can hear him, the way he talks and his boldness, his composure, because of the background. And the one, it's not the funny thing, the ones on the streets will intimidate him.
Of course, true.
They go intimidate and bully.
Street credibility.
Either way, it's not because they don't have the same ideology. They go feel say they are intimidated by him.
So they have to react.
Out of the somebody. So you see what I'm saying? That's the only way they can react.
That's the only way they can act a little bit of value.
Exactly.
Why do you think that as children, when they vulnerable, they easily initiate? So we need to amplify this so that we can start from the primary, secondary, and tertiary. So let's develop that awareness.
I think social work is also talking about these orphanage homes.
Yes.
Let those children too. Like orphanage homes now, there are some orphanage homes you go to, you just be wondering, why did they carry these children and even keep them here?
Exactly.
I'm telling you, so if
that's why I don't go
social work is vast. Focuses on children, focuses on youth, focuses on this one on the older
families. On families.
Key.
Like physical abuse.
Yes.
Abuse in marriage and all of that.
Exactly. Special molestations. Yes. Rapes. Special people.
Don't we have like a government agency, a government social work agency?
I don't know.
Even if it exists, is it functioning?
It's not functioning.
In the Western world, if maybe you beat your child or your child, there are traces of molestation, the neighbor can call the social work department and they will come and take your own child from you.
They will arrest you.
Your child is government child.
It's like the department functions. I think if we have what we should be looking at here is if we have a functioning government social work agency. If we have one,
do we have any?
Then it is obvious.
I think we
should have.
The only thing I've seen for is one child rights, something.
Yes, I think
human rights activists.
That is more of law.
No one's law, exactly.
I think so long as you can remember a name bottling down everything with
all of us here cannot. We have, but the reason the tweet is that it's passive.
It's passive.
And being that it's passive can make people not to even feel like.
Now chop the chop money there.
So the major challenge is awareness.
For like last month, for like 3 weeks, anything I just enter online, I will see a data lady using a hot iron to heat. The next day, I see this one cuts one of the finger because the house girl went to go and take small extra indomie.
I'm not sure social work exists. There's this. They exist as in. Even if they exist, I'm not sure they exist
nominally.
Because there's this radio in Abuja. Let me not call the name, but there's this radio in Abuja that deals on human rights. The president himself is one who takes up these cases.
You need to hear cases there every morning.
Yes,
Like
every morning.
Abuja residents do not fail to listen to anybody in Abuja. That's their show. In the morning, if you're going anywhere, like all stations are tuned in to that radio. Now you need to listen to the stories, the cases, different ones. In fact, there was a time out of pain and anger, he had to lay his hands on one of the women that molested a child that was staying with her. Like she poured acid on that child. The child like was just useless. Out of pain, he had to like slap the woman, and they shut down his station. They shut down the station for a month. Fined the station $1 million because why? When he's exposing people, when he's dealing with issues, some issues go way down to the top of government, and he's always not afraid of calling names or bringing people out. It's just that he's so prominent right now that they cannot actually directly affect him, so they try to look for ways. Now, what am I saying? Why am I saying this in essence? If there was a social work, a functioning social work department, I think it might mitigate this particular man's job. What he will be doing is just to support. But it's not even
now all the load is on him.
All the effort is on him.
It's too much.
So maybe what I'm suggesting is,
and you can't listen to how many do you want to listen to?
So what I'm suggesting is, let us admonish the government to create. That is, let's assume that it's not even existing. Let them create and improve already existing ones. Encourage awareness and what's this word?
I think I told you
they exist.
I'm following one of them on Instagram because somebody called me one time asking me if I knew any agency that he can report a case to. I said, what's going on? He said, a father is molesting a daughter. So I called it. Now the issue is that they work together with lawyers. That's why they are not functioning independently. Because for them to go and make arrests for counseling, they have to go with the police and the lawyers. If they don't trust Nigerians, we don't know. In the first thing, we don't know who you be.
Ignorant. You don't know about social work.
You cannot even influence them. But when you call with police or with lawyers, then you shake them up. So I think that was when I called this friend of mine who was in the UK, and she sent me a number. I think it's owned by Lagos State government. I called them. They said that jurisdiction is away from Lagos a bit. It's already in Lagos State, so they will give me a number. I think they have another agency in Lagos State, so they give. That was the first time. Yes, so I had to call their number also. They told me to send the address of the girl and the parents, which I did, and they went there to pick the man.
That happened in my compound before. They came to pick one of my neighbors that poured hot water on her sister that is living with her. Although not the same mother, but her sister somehow. And another neighbor in the compound had to call those